Okay, hello. Make some noise and clap your hands. Woo, we're doing it. We are doing this. Hello and welcome to the Improvised Postmortem. This is, as you know, PAX West 2019. Day 1 of 7 this year. This is the one where it's a holiday and not just a random Thursday. So I do appreciate it more than PAX East, where they're like, I don't know, take more time off. We're going 4 days. So this is Improvised Postmortem. You may be familiar with postmortems. They're popular at events like GDC, where game developers come and talk about what went right and what went wrong. It's a retrospective. A lot of times you get like behind-the-scenes stories. And I thought a couple years ago, what if we just made that up? And then I took it a step farther. So instead of like asking my funny friends from the world of games to come here and like make things up on the spot, I would also give them the challenge of not knowing the fake video game title until I reveal it, so you'll know it and they'll know it at the same time. It's like an improv show, only it's basically one long short form game for like an hour instead of a bunch of, no one's going to be tagging, so it's not that kind of short form game. And if you're like, Pat, you explained this very well, but I still don't understand, I will do an example. Basically, someone or a pair of someones will come up here and they will be given a fake video game title. And the fake video game I'm going to do with my example is Outer Wild Worlds. And then I would say, so Outer Wilds was an indie hit, it's an incredible game. And then I noticed that the Outer Worlds was going to come out, another space game, totally different, but similar name. And I thought, what if I put out a game with all those titles and people bought my game by mistake? And you know, what would the Steam Marketplace being what it is, no one would notice. I just made it early access, which basically means whatever. Come to find out, lawyers knew that this was a scam. And here's a tip from me to you if you're a game developer or just a person. If it's easy money, they'll go after you. They'll take whatever they can. Especially if you have a Discord where you explain exactly the kind of scam you're pulling off. That's a pro tip. If you're going to be an asshole or a jerk on the internet, like, don't just put it in the Discord. People read those and screen cap them. And the excuse, you can Photoshop anything, doesn't work when multiple people are like, no, I corroborate this. Like, it doesn't work. Anyway, Outer Wild Worlds never came out. It's still in early access. I can't legally touch it. But if you buy it, that would be cool because I have fees. Anyway, that's an example of the kind of thing. Thank you. The kind of example of the thing we're going to see here tonight. So the first half, I'll be bringing people up either in groups or solo, and they'll come up. The second half is called the lightning round, where I just put on Twitter, like, hey, retweet this with your fake video game title, and it might up in the show. And those are going to be like rapid fire. I'm going to be mixing and matching people. I'll be getting involved with that one because it's my show. And the first time I was just like, oh, wait, I want to do this. So now I do the lightning round, and we'll just go through them real fast. And because people suggested them, I'm not responsible for some of the weird-ass shit that people sent me that I included in this. The first ones I came up with, and I stand by them. This microphone works great. Wow. It's a little hot, and I apologize. Now I have a microphone, and I can wander around the stage if I need to. Reminder, there is a speaker back here, y'all. Be careful of that speaker. Last year, someone fell off the stage, and we're not doing that this year. Look. I'll be honest with y'all, it is a very low bar to say that my highlight would be if no one fell. That's a very low bar. You're in for this. So, the one thing I want to say before I bring things up, because this is going on too long, this is on purpose a comedy show. So please cheer and laugh and enjoy yourselves and have fun with it. But it is a comedy show, but it's not like one of those things where like we like make fun of the audience and get in your face. And at the same time, that means don't shout shit out. Just be cool. You're a comedy audience right now at PAX. It's going to be fun. But sometimes people want to be part of the show, and I don't like that. And I have a microphone, and Dave Lang is a monster of a man. So y'all be cool. Dave, I wanted to include you.
Hell yeah. All right, so let's bring out Abby Russell and Grace. I don't know how to say your last name. Fuck! Grace, how do I say your last name?
Bruxner. Yeah, I'm Australian.
Okay.
Sorry.
Bruxner. Abby Russell, Grace Bruxner. Come on up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I ruined
okay.
the energy immediately. Abby and Grace, I am so thrilled that this audience gets to hear a postmortem about your game. So many horses.
Well, we both played Red Dead, and we felt like there weren't enough horses.
There were a lot of men and a lot of guns, and sometimes horses. But we thought, what if instead of guns, horses, and men, it was horses?
Yeah. Really, like our mood board was all horses, horse memorabilia, celebrity horses. We really spent a lot of our budget on our celebrity horse guests. We hoped you enjoyed the Mr. Ed cameo.
We also did a lot of market research with horse girls. So we went to a lot of local elementary schools, middle schools.
Horse conventions. We sometimes just went to people's houses. Yeah, we visited a lot of barns, just knocking on barn doors, going barn door to barn door, to really do our research for this game. And thankfully, it all paid off because it was a huge hit.
It was a huge hit. We did have some feedback saying that maybe there was too many horses.
But we promptly banned those trolls.
Yes.
There are never too many horses, but there are so many horses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have to turn off comments on our YouTube trailers.
Yes. And please stop making mods with saddleless horses. This is a family game.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. I don't understand the comments about too many horses. It's like, you knew what you were buying. I want to give a shout out to everybody watching at home or wherever, or in your car, or whatever you're doing at Twitch. Because sometimes people watch this panel when it's streamed, and that's weird. I don't know. Sorry you're not at PAX, I guess. Or if you are someone who is at PAX and went to your hotel room and is watching streams at your hotel room, you are winning PAX. I know people that do that, and that's awesome. It's like a Saturday afternoon, and you're like, well, I want to learn about that game, but I don't want to, leave my hotel. That's baller, and I love it. I was like, oh, you could just do that. Shit. Anyway, Dave Lang, we're going to hear from you. Dave, so excited to have you.
Thank you, Pat.
An industry veteran.
Luminary.
I can't wait to hear more about your game, Cool Boat FTP DLC Edition.
So, when I grew up in Nantucket, a lot of years, I didn't think all boats were cool. And trust me, year after year, not a cool boat, not a cool boat, not a cool boat. And then, smash cut, I moved to Chicago. Water, no water anywhere. Lake Michigan, no one boats on Lake Michigan. It's a piece of shit city, piece of shit lake. No one uses it, it's trash. No cool boats, no boats, period. And I started this company where I made video games. I'm like, you know what? I can make a game about cool boats. Cool boats that also like to shout. Can I swear?
Oh yeah, swearing is gonna happen.
Okay. So cool boats shout, fuck the police. They basically travel around the ocean, whatever body water. It's because it's not licensed. I didn't want to actually get true bodies of water, but it's the Baltic Sea. We all know it's the Baltic Sea. You throw things in there and they float better than they do in regular oceans. We all can tell that. And some boats, you pull the horn, it goes, fuck the police! Some boats, you hit the horn, it goes, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, fuck the police! And that game did really, really well, shockingly well. And so I thought I'd come out with more kinds of horns, more kinds of funny things, also skins and liveries for the boats that predictably say, Listen, I'm not creative, okay? But I do like monetizing people over things like this. And so this is a whole nother edition of the game. It costs the same price as the original one. It's $60 for the same fucking game, except it's got a couple more skins in it. And these idiots line up and buy it on Steam and the Epic Store. Thank you for the extra 18%, Tim Sweeney. What's up? We're pretty excited about this one. And can I make an announcement, or is this, can I plug something?
Oh, please do.
So sales for the DLC edition are so strong that DLC edition 2 is coming out soon. Thank you very much. Yeah,
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Also, not much of a postmortem. Development was hard. The programmers fucked something up, but we got it together at the end. Oh, wow, I wish we scheduled more time for QA. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dave. Appreciate that, yeah. Yeah, I remember when I first heard about Cool Boat FTP DLC Edition, I was like, I thought it was free to play, and then it charged me up front, and then it tried to charge me again. But that boat is real cool, and fuck the police, yeah. Now, my question is, Dave, I've never done a follow-up here. What would you have done if I'd said, oh, you definitely can't swear?
I probably would have went frack the police.
Frack the police, okay, great. Yep,
Probably.
yep.
Probably. I don't know.
Okay.
It's not written?
Yeah, in the moment. Yeah, this is 13 plus. I never remember to say that, but it is. All right. So, not Trin Garitano up next, who double booked herself and didn't give me notice until 4 p.m. today, and I'm not mad. I am mad. I am disappointed and mad. Trin is literally in a panel room over there. She just double booked herself, didn't notice it. And I love Trin Garitano so much that I won't be mad tomorrow. That's what I'll say. I guess I'll say that. She was part of a trio that is now a duo, but they're holding it down. So please welcome to the stage, Tom and Kevin, a.k.a. the Nintendo of Chicago. Gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Pat. We're happy to represent the biggest and the best and the only game studio in Chicago.
As we all know, we are the only game studio from Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah. Just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah, and as the only game studio in Chicago, I can't wait for you to tell us about your game. Oh, no!
Oh, no.
More like, oh, yes.
Yeah, we made a lot of money on this one. It was great. People really love saying, oh, no.
They do. And it turns out when you gamify people's emotions, the dividends pay excremental amounts.
Yeah, so really, this game...
There were a lot of issues in the early development stages of this game, but I think we really pulled it together at the end. I'm very proud of our entire team.
Yeah. It was fun. I mean, really, all I did was steal pictures off the internet and put them into an app that some of you might know as something like Tinder, but we just took them and put them in our app instead, called it Oh No, and you could say, oh no, oh yeah, charge $1 per swipe. It worked out pretty well.
iOS games are definitely the wave of the future.
Yeah.
Everyone loves to take a game with them in their pocket. They really like when the screen is small enough that you have to hold it really close to your face. Yeah. And it's especially good for situations wherein the player themselves might be finding themselves sort of like they're on the street, they're looking at their phone, and they're walking, and then they're in the oh no situation.
Yeah, that was really the key.
Yeah.
Getting you to feel like you were the game, and then actually we encourage people to send us their oh no moments, and then we never have to work again. So.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next season of this game, which we are going to be subtitling Oh No, Oopsie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oops. All right, thank you very much. It's debatable if it's a game. It's definitely an app. And it definitely...
Apps are games
Why
too.
can't it be both?
I definitely spent a lot of money in Oh No. All right, rounding out the end of the first half, he knows he's up next. Please welcome Mike Drucker. Mike, it is a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know that this audience is just, I mean, this is why they came. They can't wait to hear about your game on Happy Life Simulator 2019.
Let me just start off by asking, how many of you have played a video game? Raise of hands, all right. How many of you have an unhappy life? Raise of hands. All right. When we were looking at the market, we realized one of the biggest groups in gaming is people who are disappointed with how life went. Huge underserved audience. And games like The Sims are great, except their lives in The Sims go well. And what I thought was, what if there was a game like The Sims, but it always ended in divorce? A game where the doctor went out and said, I'm sorry, your baby didn't make it. Nor did your wife. If you've ever been interested in that game, I have made the game for you. And then you go to that wife's funeral and your best friend's like, I just want you to know I was fucking her. It's sort of a walking simulator. Except you're just walking to the liquor cabinet to get another drink of whiskey. Because you could feel something. You know you still got your other son, but you just think of him as your other son now. That's my game, thank you.
All right. I knew that was gonna, I mean, I didn't know the specifics of it, but I knew the generality if I gave Mike that game to talk about. I knew where it was going. You didn't, I knew, yeah. Lightning round. Now, one thing is, yes, this is submitted by folks. We got a lot of these. We might have to just blaze through the end if we did too many. If I didn't pick enough of them, I don't know what'll happen. It's never happened. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm going to go in this first round here with Mr. Dave Lang. Will you please join me? And we're going to talk about our game, Horse Akira.
Yes!
So first and foremost, I want to say, we're sorry.
Yeah. We thought we saw, when so many horses came out and did so well.
We got to get on that.
We thought we saw like a underserved market, someone could jump on, and so we just shit out Horse Akira.
Yeah.
And it's our fault.
Yeah. I mean, the studio fell in love with Akira. We have a very young studio. Some of them have never seen the movie. We had a movie night, and people were like, we got to make that. And we were like, we're making a game about horses. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And some people, it was a little confusing though, because some people thought, like Akira, you're speaking of.
Yeah.
I thought we're doing like Horse Akira Kurosawa's Dreams.
So like three.
That's why it's so fucking boring.
And like three people in the studio thought in your direction, Dave.
Yeah.
So it was the point where we all had a big laugh when we realized our mistake, but it was.
That was a great day.
It was after launch, like that. It would have been way better. Like
remember that? Tom's like, "Oh man, I can finally stop watching Dreams," and
Yeah.
Pete's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, and then I was like, the Waypoint review makes sense now because
Yeah.
I was just like, what is Rob Zacny even fucking talking about? I have no idea these references.
It was very confusing.
I was like,
Yeah.
this is an anime movie with horses that we made as a video game. It's not complicated.
Yeah.
It was complicated.
One of us probably should have played it first.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's a pro tip for you out there. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I figured QA had it covered.
Yeah.
Like
QA had notes, and they were good notes. They just apparently really understood our stupid game.
yeah. Well, better them than us, I suppose.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much, Dave. All right, let's have Kevin and Abby come up, and I can't wait to hear about your game, The Creepy Scope Advent Reckoning.
We both love Christmas and the fun surprise of Advent calendars.
Yeah. So we thought what if advent calendar, but every day it's a sort of a new horror experience for you?
So let's say, you know, it was Halloween theme. You open them every day for October, obviously, duh. So it is digital too. But the first one you open, let's say it's a dead spider.
Right. And then the second day, maybe it's like a toenail.
Yeah, and then the third day, it's a ghost that reminds you of all your horrors past.
And then the third day is empty.
Uh-huh. And then the fourth day is dead skin.
And then the fifth day is a note from your deceased grandparents.
Oh, it's so spooky. They
It's
like
really
wrote it
scary.
before. It was honestly they wrote it while they were alive, before they died, just to be like, we're really proud of you.
Yeah.
But it's still spooky to
The
get it
sp-
after the fact.
The spooky part about it is that they wrote how they were going to die.
They
in it.
were. They knew. They knew.
Yeah.
Anyway, it took off. People really loved
Yeah.
it. They also loved that, similar to a Christmas advent calendar, we did tie it into Christ.
Uh-huh. Two great tastes that taste great together. Gaming and Jesus.
Yes. Especially, I mean, Jesus, the original zombie.
And the original gamer. Thank you.
All right, yeah, thanks so much. Yes. All right, Grace and Mike, if you wouldn't mind coming up here to the podium, we would love to hear about your game, Clown Tamer Unleashed Edition.
Oh. So we did make some mistakes along the way. I'm sure you all remember 2016, when we started making the game, there was the clowns. Yeah, so we thought that we would jump on the clown excitement, but as it turns out, making games takes a very long time. So it did take a while to finish the game. And by the time we were done, no one cared.
I think one of the problems we had was we tried to out Kojima. And we ended up making all the characters Jeff Keighley, which turned out to be a strategic mistake.
He was also offended that we just called him a clown. He sent us a quite aggressive email saying that he actually can't be tamed.
All right, thank you so much. I mean, we got way more panel left, but man, Jeff Keighley, yeah, you cannot tame him. Can't put a leash on that man. Tom, why don't you come up here? We're going to talk about the game you and I made along with a team that we hired just for this one game. Let's talk about our game. Hop on Pop 2, popping off.
If there's one thing I know that all of America has a great relationship with, it's their dads.
Universal truth.
Yeah, totally true for every single American, was what I thought.
Well, that was the feedback we got on Hop on Pop 1, which we did call Hop on Pop 1 because we knew we would make a second one. And
Obviously,
people
you
were
gotta
like,
get 'em
this
ready.
is not my experience. I wish I could pop off. That was a literal feedback that we got. And we went, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, when you want to pop off your dad, like, I'm not here to judge. A lot of America wants that, it turns out.
A significant portion of the internet wants that.
Yeah.
Enough that we were like, are we sure about this?
Yes.
Do you
Very
really? We were like, we did focus groups. We set up, we went to some conventions. And we set up some demos, and we were like, is this what you want? And universally, you said, yeah.
Yeah.
You said it real creepy.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, okay, sure.
We were starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable with the whole idea, but then the check started coming in, and really nothing matters after that.
Oh, yeah.
So get ready for Hop on Pop 3.
Yeah. We're not sure what it's going to be about. we're gonna follow.
It's whatever you sick fucks want.
Yeah.
Like, honestly,
Yeah.
just, it's cool.
We heard more. Yeah, we heard more dads, and we'll talk.
Maybe a
we'll
mom.
figure it out. Yeah, I mean, if people want.
Yeah, I mean.
Look, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's all you. Like,
Yeah, this
we're
is
here
not
for
my
you.
art. This is
your art.
Yeah, it's your art.
Technically.
All right, thank you so much, Tom. All right, let's have Abby and Dave come up here and talk about their game, Cheesy, the Kung Fu Rat with Attitude.
So we'll start off by saying that we are aware it was a technical flop, but we do appreciate the cult following that Cheesy now has.
Yeah, the bottom line is this. If you don't understand our creative vision for Cheesy and his kung fu drama and the dude with the tood thing happening, that's on you, not us. You're a shitty audience.
Yeah. So, like, who cares if the gameplay is dull and repetitive?
Rote.
Yeah. Who cares that the buttons don't work half the time? He's got attitude, okay? His hat's on backwards.
It's a launch title for the Playdate. What do you fucks want? It's like the crank. Crank does nothing. Everyone just, in playtest, they just turn the crank and nothing happens. It's not supposed to. Cheesy doesn't fuck with cranks.
No. That's why he's got attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real simple. I think, though, maybe, in hindsight, the original idea of platformer made more sense than the way we went with it.
Agreed.
Yeah. Because the way we went with it.
I mean, you all know.
Yeah.
Check under your seats. There's a game for all of you. I do think we did make a critical misstep by choosing Kung Fu instead of karate.
And, a lot of people think it's the same thing. Incorrect.
Not at all.
Not at all. I mean, they're both kind of hand-to-hand self-defense techniques. They're both from the West.
Dave Lang is taking classes in both.
Actually, Ishinru. I went to Ishinru.
Okay.
Totally different. Yeah, words matter. Anyway, when we finally put this kung fu cheesy rat with an attitude driving a train in a train simulating game, people were very confused.
They were confused, but that was the point, okay? They're missing the point.
So we're holding the mirror up to society. This shit's as weird as real life is.
Yeah.
Get used to it, Jack.
If you hate this game, you hate yourself.
And America.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. I thought the Kung Fu was great. I thought it was, it resonated with me. All right, let's have Grace. Why don't you come up here? We're going to chat about a game that you and I put together. Yes. Apologies. There's a speaker there. Let's talk about our game, Need for Speed Hamlet.
Yeah.
This came out of a game jam. We matched two ideas together, and I think we did a pretty good job with it.
We did a good job. I really wish someone had told us that the Dreamcast doesn't accept applications anymore.
Yeah, we made a Dreamcast game.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Yeah,
you
well,
have to have a Dreamcast to play it, and
Yeah.
and Sega was mad at us.
They were mad. It was a bit hard because we had to burn the discs ourselves. And since Sega really didn't want us to distribute them, it kind of became a bit of a back alley kind of thing.
The nice thing is, you may know this, some of you may have had a Dreamcast. It's really easy to burn games for your
Yeah.
Dreamcast. That's one of the reasons why the Dreamcast failed. Is hey, you want this cool escape game? Here, you just take it. Whatever.
And it's also,
Jet Grind Radio.
it's
sure.
also why our game failed.
Yes.
Because people just started selling it themselves. There was a lot of oversights in this development, but I do believe that, I stand by the original statement, which was that we really wanted Hamlet to go fast.
And if there's one thing I can say about the project, at the end of the day, Hamlet went fast.
He
Really fast.
had a need for speed.
Yeah. And the car models turned out pretty great for a Dreamcast. So, big win.
There were some people did point out that Hamlet didn't have a car, like in the original text, but also video games.
Yeah.
Imagination.
Yeah. If your problem with our game is the historical inaccuracy that Hamlet didn't have a car, I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Yeah.
It's called Need for Speed Hamlet. Have a good time.
Yeah, and we did actually have Natalie Portman as Hamlet's wife, and there was some criticism of that because Natalie didn't give us permission.
Yeah.
But, I think we did what we could, and we did end up making a shit ton of money. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
The game, maybe a commercial flop, but I had $6 before, and now I have around $8, so...
Any win's a win. Thank you so much. Mike, let's have Mike, Tom, and Kyle come up here. Kevin, come up here. Kevin, Tom, and Mike come up here together. Let's hear about your game, Fire Emblem Tokyo Drift.
After playing and burning tons and tons and tons and tons of copies of Need for Speed Hamlet, we thought it could be that hard.
No.
There's one thing that you need to know about the development process for this game, and is that we've never played a Fire Emblem game, nor have we ever watched a Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe where we went wrong.
Yeah. I think, night one, getting together, thinking that it would be fun, start a fire, maybe put something on your arm, burn something into your arm. I thought that would bring us closer together. Turns out that really ate up a lot of our development budget and hospital fees.
And the conclusion we came to as far as making our game was we sort of did a quick Google of what people liked about Fire Emblem. And we did yep.
Yeah.
And Google of what people liked about Tokyo Drift. So we made a game where you play a car in high school. And there's a lot of romance options. Will you fall in love with the Yaris? Maybe you will.
I know I did.
America did.
And that Yaris was Barack Obama.
All right, great. Thank you so much. We're in the phase where people just send me parody video game titles. Not fake video games, but also parodies. You may notice a pattern emerging. Dave, why don't you join me up here? Let's talk about our game real quick. And does it want to work? Gary, Call of Duty Modern Politics. We hear you loud and clear.
There's one thing I think I've taken away from the last 5 years of gaming and gaming culture. It's that true gamers want more politics in their games.
Yeah. You said, this is about war, and it's set in the modern day. Have an opinion. Take a side.
How do we get here?
Yeah, let's think about this.
And so, wow, did we?
Yeah. Yeah, we went for it.
We took a side, and we quickly learned why game developers never, ever, ever take sides. We pretty much alienated, say there's 20 million people that buy Call of Duty games every year, but roughly. We alienated about 19,200,000 of them.
Yeah.
Which is still a pretty good audience.
Apparently, when they say pick a side, they mean pick my side.
Yeah. It's not about actual discourse.
No.
It's not about actually learning and fleshing out ideas. And the best ideas will rise to the top. And wow, you won me over with your really well-stated opinions. Turns out no.
No.
They just want to shoot brown people.
Yeah. We didn't have that in our game. We have a lot of chapters of our game are about why we didn't have that.
Yeah. It was weird, man.
Because we were are we going to be every video game?
No.
No. We're our video game. Let's talk about it. Let's figure things out.
It's do you remember that meeting where Bobby called us in the office, Bobby Kotick, close personal friend?
Yeah.
And he said, Dave and Pat, I'm going to trust you with something I wouldn't trust any other developers on the planet with. I want you to take Call of Duty in a new direction. We think it's a little stale. Think it's just kind of getting a little long in the tooth. We want you to reinvent Call of Duty.
And we were like, oh, set it in the Vietnam War. Got it. And he was like, no more old wars.
Yeah.
Modern things, but not modern like we've done it. Actual modern stuff, and have an opinion and make choices.
It turns out modern means something, as it turns out. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And he doesn't return our calls anymore, does he?
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, look, it makes sense. We ruined Call of Duty, apparently.
Yeah. He's probably busy shutting down studios somewhere.
I mean,
What?
he shut our studio down. We had over 3,000 employees.
We're
now
limited.
we don't have 3,000 employees. So, what does that say?
Yeah, the modern politics of our situation is we get to learn how welfare works.
Yeah. I am sorry to the country of Myanmar, who we employed most of to work on our game.
Yeah.
We had to lay them off. Oh, we had to close the one studio in the country.
I'm sure it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to get tweets about Myanmar because I admit I don't know much about that place.
Have everyone who's seen that?
I'm going to learn some stuff about it tonight, I imagine.
You ever seen Mile 22?
No.
Anyone seen Mile 22? It's fucked up, right?
Okay.
That's Call of Duty modern politics.
Great. So Google it, and thank you very much, Dave. Abby and Mike, let's have you come up here, Abby and Mike. Very excited to talk about your video game, Pets Sponges.
Do you guys, I mean, this isn't even a bit. Do you know how fucking cool sponges are? Like, if you cut them up, they turn into other fucking sponges.
Yes. And they're living things, but also you can wash yourself with them.
Like, I know some of you have a dog, but okay. And, like, can you wash yourself with your dog?
Imagine bringing your cat into the shower. I don't think so.
Not without a few scratches.
Yeah, but our Pets Sponges is a big hit, especially with kids. It's kind of boomed the real world sponge pet adoption, which we really love.
It's you. Instead of an aquarium, they grow over the dead body of a baleen whale.
Kids love it.
We have made, as with other entries in the Pet series, it will be mainly available for the Game Boy Advance.
Yes. Yes. Disney is thinking of maybe doing a movie spin-off. Hot exclusive for this room only, but...
Bill Hader's playing the fire sponge.
All right, great. Thanks so much. What a great reveal about Pet Sponges. Did I know that Mike was interested in sponges? No. Now we all know that.
There's also a great book about jellyfish, and it's called Spineless. That's a real book. Jellyfish are also fascinating, everybody.
They're great. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Grace and Dave, why don't you come up here? We're going to hear about your video game. Mario Kart Life. Mario Kart Life.
So I'm going to start by just a little refreshing honesty and a postmortem for once. I do not like Mario Kart games. I noticed that the people that play them, they tend to get, as Grace pointed this out to me too in a meeting once, she's like, you notice all the people that play Mario Kart, all they talk about is like how unfair banana peels are, and they get tattoos of this shit, and there's a mushroom, and they're the most boring people at parties of all time. So when we made a party simulator where everyone is just RPing Mario Kart players at a party where there's only one setup and there's 100 people, it's kind of battle royale-ish, but anyway, it's where it all went wrong, was kind of there. This is emotional. Grace doesn't like to talk about this. This is the only failure of her illustrious career. Sorry to call it a failure.
No, it was a failure, and the biggest mistake that we made was we did actually take Mario out of the game, and we also made everyone in the game Jeff Keighley.
All right, great. Thanks so much. Shut it down. Jeff's gonna get mad at me. Can't have that. I can't piss off Jeff Keighley. I gotta work. Tom, speaking of work, let's come up here, Tom, and talk about your game with me that we made together. That I'm very excited about. Watch out for that speaker.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah. Tom Clancy's Pride and Prejudice. Off of the success of Need for Speed Hamlet, I was like, I gotta keep making these like weird. I gotta do something else. And then Tom had the Tom Clancy license. I don't know how he had it, but he did.
You know, Pat, I have to admit something to you.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you this throughout any of the development process, but I didn't do the reading.
You didn't read Pride and Prejudice?
No, I didn't even do the Spark Notes. I rented the DVD. I didn't watch it.
Okay.
But I did pay a few dollars to rent it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you did say, I'll handle the Tom part. You handle the Pride and Prejudice part. And I was like, great. I've never read anything by Tom Clancy. I've seen some movies based on his properties. So I was like, okay. I rented some Tom Clancy movies and then watched them, is what I'm saying. I did the full work.
Yeah. And that's why I'm so glad we're partners, that you were able to do everything while I sat here looking at a DVD. It was cool. There were 2 people on it.
I hate that this is how I'm finding out about this, is during a postmortem about our very successful video game, Tom Clancy's Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, it's fine. We can put both our names on it, and we'll get an A, which is a lot of money.
It is, no. Also, this is our college project. We are professional game developers who are also in college. This is our final exam. I am unhappy with my lab partner and the work that he has put into Tom Clancy's Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, I mean, well, I can be unhappy with you, too. I mean, you could have let me do more work. You could have given me the Tom part. I have that covered.
I did give you the Tom part.
Oh, I see where we went wrong.
Yeah. It was my fault because you just did the Tom Dyke part, not the Tom Clancy part. There's no Tom Clancy. We just made a modern version of Pride and Prejudice, and there's guns. That's all it is. It's good.
Yeah, guns. That's what people in America say. Guns are good.
Yeah, and Pride and Prejudice is a classic. And I don't know, the Epic Game Store gave us a bunch of money to make it exclusive for 9 months, and people.
That's all I need.
Yeah, it was enough. Great. We win. Thank you so much, Tom. Kevin and Abby, I'd love to hear about your video game, Duck Hunt Maker.
So, off the backs of the obvious Mario Maker success, we figured, let's go for another classic.
Remember that original cartridge? What if we just turned it upside down? 2 games. There's a Mario, and then Duck Hunt was also in that one.
Yes. A fun feature of Duck Hunt Maker is if you have a second controller, the other person feels like they're helping.
Right. The best part about Duck Hunt Maker, the thing that we've been getting a lot of really good feedback on, is how great it was that we didn't put the dog in it.
Yes.
Fuck that dog.
People hate that fucking dog. And we agree. So all you do is you make a course where you get to shoot some ducks, you plant some trees, you put in a sky, and then you let the ducks fly. It's a pretty simple maker. There's really one type of level.
Right. There's one level. There's many iterations on it.
Yeah, some people have made some really creative stuff. One person made a level where you shoot ducks.
All right, thanks so much. There's a real slow clap happened during that one, like of recognition of a Duck Hunt reference that someone was just thrilled by. And it's little things like that. Mike and Dave, why don't you come up here and chat about your video game, Up Chuck.
How many of you in this audience play video games? How many of you are aware of the cardinal direction up? See, there's an underserved audience in the video game community.
Yeah. Now, how many of you are named Chuck? That's where we fucked up. Yeah. We took this burgeoning market.
We knew it was good.
It was real big. Like, everyone did it, and then we just got too hyper-specific.
It was, on the box it said, 4 Chucks made by Chucks.
Yeah. It's
Chuku. Never mind.
We remember that we were so confident this was going to be a hit, we installed a cafeteria in the studio, and we named it the Chuck Wagon.
You could only have food that had the word Chuck in it. Like for dessert, you had to have chocolate.
You also had to start getting into weird sexual practices. Like now, I like to get chucked.
The game itself was a puzzle game.
All right, great. Thanks so much. The very concept of Upchuck got the same amount of groans as Call of Duty Modern Politics. I just want to say, y'all did not want to hear about vomit, and then you didn't hear about vomit. So you're welcome, but I was very surprised. Abby, won't you come up to the podium, please? Yes. At a certain point, everyone has the same name to me when I do this. Abby, let's talk about Napkin Simulator.
Okay. So there are so many scenarios when a person needs a napkin, right? You ate a sloppy lunch. You spilt something. You want to blow your nose.
And maybe you don't have a napkin.
Maybe you don't have a napkin.
Maybe you've never used a napkin before.
Yeah. Maybe this is the new challenge for you. So we started Napkin Simulator.
And you hate it, we know.
Yes. I really thought we would win people over by having cloth napkins, by having paper napkins, by having recycled napkins.
Yeah. We did right by napkins, as far as I'm concerned. Like, at the end of the day, I feel good about the product we made.
Yes.
And, like, someday, you're going to be at a party, and we talk about your favorite video games, and someone's going to go, hey, did you ever play Napkin Simulator? And you're going to meet the person that loves our game. There's one of them out there. And statistically, you'll meet them.
And they love going to parties.
Yes.
Yes.
That is the feedback we got from them. I love your game. I'm late for a party.
Yes. Our biggest complaint with Napkin Simulator was that we put in too many messes. So we hear you. We wanted it to be a challenging game. We wanted it to be the Dark Souls of napkin simulators. But people did not like that aspect of it.
Yeah, we thought that was a no-brainer. We thought, like, a hard napkin simulator game, messes aren't easy. Turns out, y'all want to fix your messes real quick. You want to just click on it and it goes away. So that's coming in DLC. We're making DLC where you can do that. We're rebalancing the game to make it easier.
You do have to pay for the easier version.
Yeah, you got to pay for it. We got to make money.
Of course, yes.
Thank you so much, Abby.
Thank you.
All right. Grace and Tom, will you please come up here? And once again, please watch out for that speaker. Hell yeah.
Almost got
It would have been funny if she tripped, and it was funny that she didn't. Either way, I win. Please talk about your video game, The Sorcerers Secret.
I'd rather not.
You guys don't want to talk about that game?
Well, nobody figured out the secret yet.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Thank you. You are the only one.
Some people called it too sexy for the sorcerer.
Yeah.
They said we didn't need a sexy Harry Potter game.
I said they were wrong. And one guy liked it.
We know it was a mistake.
Yeah.
And we know the development, yeah.
Yeah, that part's not a secret.
It's bad.
Yeah. You know, I think our problem is that we tried to have multiple sorcerers, according to that apostrophe. I get it. We should have started with one.
All right, thanks so much. We're on the way. It's okay. I will say this. I'd rather not start one of these. Never had that. Totally okay.
No and.
Is it the person that submitted it wrong, or do they want it to be multiple sorcerers? I'll never know unless that person tweets at me their reasoning. I'm going to talk about real quick, Fake the Game for Posers. Just real quick, we're going to go through this one real fast. Apparently, if you title your game Fake, it doesn't show up in any online store because they're like, nope, that's fake. So no one's ever played my video game. I would love it if you could play it. It is not available. It's available on websites that seem shady but aren't, which is also a mistake that I made. They're not shady websites. They just definitely look like it. And if you have ad blocker on, they're blank, which seems... I don't know. I don't make websites. I make video games. All right, we're going to move on to our next game. I just like that title, but I don't know. All right. Let's have Mike come up here with Abby. Mike and Abby, let's have you come up, and we're going to talk about your video game, the Rectum Opus.
So when we were asked to do a sequel to Mr. Holland's Opus, we knew we had a challenge ahead of us.
Yes, I, for one, have not seen the movie and still refuse to.
Now, we wanted to further explore the world of music, as the movie did with Mr. Holland's Opus.
If you say so.
Which I believe was music related, but
yes, so we added
could be
in
wrong.
A whole lot of farts.
Yep.
It's a musical farting game.
It's, did you play Samba de Amigo? It's like that, but it's with your ass.
Yes, exactly. People did like the scratch and sniff aspect to the case.
Yep. Limited run game. Shout out to you guys for that. We did license some amazing music. Mambo No. 5.
Oh, yes. And really, we really just need to give a big shout out and a big thank you to our mocap guys. Y'all really nailed it.
Yeah. It was brought a lot of crunch.
But they loved it. They were down for the crunch.
All right, great. Thanks so much. I feel like that's a real video game. Dave and Kevin, let's hear from you about your video game. Why not? Why two? Why not?
Sure. So, Kevin.
Dave.
Do you remember the pitch meeting where was it a guy from QA threw this idea out?
Yeah.
Do you remember what he said?
Why not?
Exactly. And we said challenge accepted.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times when we do these postmortems, we get up here and we talk about what the game is, why it's the way it is. We're going to talk about really actually rigid development problems we've faced, because everyone knows what this game's about.
Right.
So I think first, not long enough pre-production.
No, we got really bogged down in the writing.
Yeah, it was a lot of writing. It took us a long time to find our voice.
It's true. I think we just too many hands.
Too many hands?
Too many hands on the project.
Oh, got it. I was thinking something else altogether. Sorry, that's my fault. Yeah. Anyway, then we left pre-production too early, which is a classic boner in game development.
Yeah.
Then we dove right into...
More boners.
All right, great. Thanks so much. I really get the feeling that if I had not stopped that, Dave would have just gone through the development process of a fake video game, which is going to be its own panel at some point, but can't be this one. All right. Grace and Mike, why don't you come up here? We're going to hear about your video game, Hustle and Flower. Hustle and Flower, your very great game.
The combination nobody asked for, the flower shop simulator, where things are really fast.
You know how, like, when you usually play, like, a flower simulator, like, you've seen the Steam reviews, it's always like, this was so slow.
Hurry up!
That's what we did. So now you have to really hustle along with your flower shop.
Yeah, a lot of, when people say that I wish I could quit game development and work in a flower shop. We thought, what if that sucked and actually was really difficult? So this is where that game idea came into play. And obviously you've all played it, all hated it. Yeah, it was pretty interesting to get the lowest rated Steam game of all time. We still got a lot of sales, just because people wanted to see how stressful it could possibly be. Turns out, very.
And to be clear, the reason we are the lowest, and we'll see how this plays, the reason we are the lowest rated game on Steam is because we took out a gay joke. And we got review bombed. Yeah, I knew it wouldn't play great, but I had to...
All right, thanks so much, Mike and Grace.
And with that, we have hit every single Steam joke possible and every reference to current events. Yes, we are going to do a thing that I started doing now where I'm just going to go through. We don't have time for the other ones because I picked too many because you never know. So we'll just quickly go through these. Thank you for folks that submitted Disney vs. Capcom 2, imagining that they would make a sequel to that. Fire Emblem, Wait, There's War. I assume that's just the dating and making a crew part, and then you're like, oh, wait, what do we have to do? It's like if you never went into the other realm in Persona and you just hung out. Super Dentist Adventures, multiple. Mr. Rogers Punch-Out.
That's great.
It doesn't need it's just a good title. Super Bumper Boys is fun. 50 Cent Mullet Proof.
Good.
Again, what if our players didn't know anything about that? Nuts. It's not, it could have been capitalized, it's not, and I like it more that it isn't. Humidity 130%. I don't even think that's a video game title. I think someone was just tweeting at me. CS Go Fish. That's... Yeah. Again, these titles are good. They don't need me. Local Hardware Store 2.
Yeah.
The sequel. Karaoke Pinball 2, A Murder of Crows. Y'all love your sequels. Mary Kate and Ashley's Fashionista Barista. As far as I know, this isn't a video game, but also, you don't know it's not. You don't know this didn't come out for the Game Boy Advance, and you don't know that Mike Drucker didn't play it on one of his shows where he plays games very much like that.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Shadow L2 Hellscape. Whipsaw 2, more whippier, more sawier.
That's just good. That's just good.
It's just good. Chicken Wing Simulator 99. 1999 is a great specific. Too Old to Town Road.
Oh, that's so good.
I think that works better in print than it does saying it out loud. And for the second time in a row, I'm so sorry. Building a fort where we weren't supposed to build a fort. Someday we'll talk about your video game. That's our show. Give it up for everybody you see on the stage. Twitch.tv/PatBear. I build model kits. I don't play video games. I build model kits. It's relaxing. People said it's nice. Come to that.